Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So I came across this thing over on Priscilla Boy's channel. She was talking about this MLS woman who recorded a Latina woman who had a BBL. And this woman, she recorded her to make fun of her, BBL. And this just reminds me of how sometimes MLS women are the haters. So I want to talk about that today. I've noticed that if you come from a religious background, or if you are a pick-me or your mom was a pick-me and you were raised by people who were very male identified, one of the main ways that men try to triangulate women to compete with one another so that they can win a man's affection is they will try to use natural beauty versus fake beauty. And so I was raised like this myself, where men, especially black men in particular, they will say things like, oh, well, I like natural beauty better than fake beauty. I don't want a woman that has a bunch of surgeries. I don't want a woman that has fake boobs, fake butt, or whatever. And men will tell you this because they want you to try to compete for him. He wants to raise his own value in your eyes. And I've noticed that a lot of us women can have internalized misogyny to the point where we believe that we can only be beautiful if our beauty is natural. And I do believe you can be beautiful with natural beauty, or you can be beautiful with quote unquote fake beauty, so lashes, wigs, or whatever. On this channel, I actually don't care about people wearing wigs, lashes, weaves, or relaxers. I don't actually care about everyday women wearing those things. What I care about is the everyday women who wear those things and then they shame women with the natural beauty. But I also get mad when it's done in reverse, when women who have what they perceive as natural beauty shame women for being quote unquote fake. So in the case of this MLS girl who was trying to shame this woman for having a really big BBL, it's like you're taking time out of your day, you're taking time out of your workout, out of your level up journey so that you can look at another woman's body and police it. You don't like the fact that she is getting more attention than you. You don't like the fact that she's getting more attention for her body than you, so you decide to shame it. And this is something that actually does happen within the MLS community as well, where maybe you are the girl who is getting more attention than another girl who kind of looks like you. Maybe her phenotype is kind of similar to yours, or maybe she feels entitled to attention because she has been taught by religion or by the men in her life or whatever. She's been taught that if I just embrace my natural beauty, or if I just keep my natural body, or if I just do X, Y, Z, then I will level up. I'll get the man I want. I'll have the soft life. I will gain all of the followers on social media. And it turns out that MLS woman that was making fun of the Latin American woman, the MLS girl was actually trying to be an influencer, like an athletic influencer. Meanwhile, the girl with the BBL had hundreds of thousands of followers. So the MLS woman didn't even realize that she was subconsciously projecting her jealousy. It was obvious that that girl, she wanted to be an influencer. She wanted to, be well known for her body. She wanted her body to receive positive attention and positive praise. There's nothing wrong with that. But I have noticed a pattern where women, regardless of race, if you are getting more attention than them in any way, they will get mad at you. Like, for example, let's say they are wearing their hair natural and it's a 4C, and you are wearing a wig and it's a 3C, and you're getting more attention with your wig than they're getting with their natural hair. I've noticed sometimes women, they will try to say, well, I'm natural and you're not, and they'll try to make it as if them having their natural hair or them not having any plastic surgeries somehow makes them better than you. And it really doesn't. The reason that women say stuff like this is they're saying it as a coping mechanism. By the way, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm only speaking on this because I used to be that girl. I used to be the type of girl that would shame people who had plastic surgeries or shame people who wore wigs and weaves and stuff, because I grew up in the early 2000s where people would make fun of if a woman has a weave or if a woman has extensions. But even when I think about myself, a part of why I would make fun of women with the weaves and extensions and makeup is because I was jealous of the attention that they got over me. I was jealous of the praise and the pretty privilege that they received over me. Meanwhile, I was just in the church. I was taught that that's being a Jezebel, basically, or having like a Jezebel spirit, or trying to get attention by wearing makeup and wearing sexy clothes and getting plastic surgeries. And also, you're not wrong when you say that people are trying to get attention. But what a lot of people don't realize is that everyone is trying to get attention, whether you realize it or not. You want attention at your job so you can get a promotion. You want your children to pay attention to you so they can listen to what you have to say and learn from you. You want attention from your friends. You want to feel respected. You want to feel validated and loved and seen and heard. So everybody wants attention. Wanting attention in and of itself is not bad. You guys hear me talk on this channel about social climbing and privilege stacking. And a part of social climbing for some people is having a better body or having a certain body type or attaining a certain beauty standard or having a certain look. That woman in that gym who had the big BBL, she happened to be an OnlyFans girl. She happened to be, what I'm assuming is a sex worker of some sort. And that is how she gets her bag, is literally based off of her butt or whatever. So if she feels like that is the standard for the industry she's in, and she feels like she can make more money with the body that she has, or the plastic body that she gets or whatever, then she has a right to use that as a part of her social climbing strategy. And I've noticed that some people are jealous because you are doing a better job social climbing than them. So I've noticed some people have this mindset of, you cheated. I did things the natural way. I did it the hard way. I'm real. I've noticed in the Black community in particular, there's this obsession with being real, with being authentic. Oh, well, I'm real. I keep it 100. I'm authentic. I keep it 1,000. People have an obsession with being real, and then they get upset when somebody does something fake, and then they succeed more than the people who are real. I've noticed this same pattern with women like the Kardashians, like Kylie Jenner and them. They get mad because they're like, wait a minute, you were born ugly. You purchased a new body. You purchased that beauty that you have, and now you are gaining all of this pretty privilege. You have your own makeup line. You're like doing modeling stuff, and that's not fair. You're getting more attention than the girls who were born with that beauty. But the bottom line is, who told you that life was fair? If you're walking around thinking that life is fair and, people are going to get their quote unquote karma, and if you get plastic surgery so you can gain pretty privilege, or if you get your body done so that you can social climb or meet your own personal body goals, then somehow you're not going to succeed. Well, we already know that that is false. We live in a fake ass society. I didn't create this society. That girl with the BBL, she didn't create the beauty standards of society. She did not create the sex work industry. Obviously, if people are doing something, it's because there is a demand for it. So when it comes to girls who are, maybe they're doing OnlyFans, or even women who just want to enhance their beauty somehow, and maybe they want to pay for it. They want to pay to get their teeth done. They want to pay to get liposuction, and they have the means. They can afford it. A lot of those people who do that, that's just a part of their own personal level up journey. Now, is everybody's level up journey the same? No, of course not. Is everybody going to want to get a really big BBL? No, of course not. But other people don't have to live their lives in order to please you. Other people don't have to dim their light just so you, as a person with a natural body, can get more shine. I mean, the bottom line is, we live in a world where there is no one standard of beauty. There is no one set way to gain success. There is not just one set way to succeed on social media or to get attention for your body. There are many different strategies that people use. But I've noticed that some people, they have this there can only be one mindset. Like, hey, there can only be one pretty girl in the room. There can only be one pretty girl at work. There can only be one girl who meets the beauty standard for natural beauty or for having a nice body. And it should be the girl who is natural. It should be the one who hasn't had any surgery. But it's like, where are you even getting these standards from? I mean, you're probably getting them from the male gaze. In both cases, women who get the BBLs and stuff, you could be getting your beauty standard from the male gaze, but also women who stick with natural beauty could also be getting their beauty standards from the male gaze. And that's what I sometimes don't like about the natural hair movement or the natural beauty movement and stuff. It's the fact that women think that, having no makeup on, no weaves or whatever, that automatically makes them pretty. If that makes you feel more beautiful, then you should definitely do that. But the bottom line is that not every person in the entire world prefers no makeup, not doing your hair. You just wake up and then whatever you look like is what you look like. Not every single person in society is going to have the same preferences as you. And so I do feel like this relates to us in the mixed race community and in the, in the multiracial community. I think this relates to us because a lot of fellow MLS women or women who are within our own community, because they have different viewpoints than us, sometimes they will try to shame us. They will try to shame, like I've seen women try to shame other mixed women or other light-skinned women, other darker-skinned, multi-generationally mixed women because, they're wearing a weave or they got a nose job or they got whatever done to their body, as if a person getting plastic surgery somehow invalidates them. It doesn't invalidate them. Once again, you cannot control how somebody navigates through society. And yes, that includes other MLS people. This video actually reminded me of things that can happen within our own community, because I've noticed that sometimes other MLS people will try to tell you who you are and who you should be. And, oh no, your hair has to be natural. Your hair has to be, you can't dye it. You can't put any chemicals on it. I've seen that happen as well, not just with the mixed race community, but with the Black community as a whole. Like I've seen the Black community police mixed race people, or, people are policing each other based on hair textures and stuff. And they'll say, oh, well, you can't get a perm, or like somehow your hair is less valid or it's less pretty, or you shouldn't receive as much pretty privilege because your hair is relaxed, or you have blonde highlights in your hair. Your hair is not naturally blonde. You have a texturizer. You did wand curling, or you did Bantu knots. You did something to manipulate your curl pattern to make it more loose or whatever. And the reason that I talk about those things on this channel is just to highlight the nuances we experience in our community. Those things are not supposed to be bad. Like manipulating your looks is something that you actually have the right to do. Like every individual has the right to manipulate their looks as much as they want. But what I do not support on this channel is making fun of another person's looks, whether it's natural, whether it's not natural. You have never heard me on this channel say, oh, so-and-so unambiguous woman is ugly. So-and-so unambiguous woman's hair looks ugly, or their makeup looks ugly, or they look mediocre, they look like this. No, you've never seen me say that, but you have seen other people say that against us. And I've noticed that oftentimes when a woman speaks against another woman's beauty, usually it's because that woman sees you as competition, or they see you as a threat, or they feel like you're getting more attention than them, and that's not fair. They felt like, hey, I followed society's rules, or hey, I'm natural, I should be getting more attention, or hey, I have a butt, I should be getting more attention because my butt is real, or I should be getting more attention because my hair is real. That's not fair that so-and-so gets more pretty privilege than me and gets more followers and gets more attention than me. Most of the time, people who feel that way, number one, that's definitely jealousy. And number two, jealousy is something that it's a normal emotion. Everybody experiences it. So jealousy is a normal passing emotion, just like happiness or sadness or anything in between. But what jealous feelings are supposed to do is it's supposed to help lead you in the right direction. So for example, let's say I was in that girl's position and I see this girl in the gym and she has a really big BBL and everybody's looking at her. Actually, this has happened to me before. In the city I live in, there are lots of people that have BBLs just like that one that are pretty big. So I've seen girls like this, and I've seen guys that'll stop and stare and like they'll walk up to them and try to talk to them. The way I think of it in my mind is, wow, she really achieved her body goals, because if her goal was, I want my butt to be like show stopping, like I want to stop traffic with my butt, well, you achieved your goal. And so instead of getting jealous, the way that I would think of it is, what can I do to make myself feel like my body is show-stopping? I may not have the same standard as someone else, like I personally don't want a BBL, but maybe my body goals are, I want to be skinnier. Okay, so let me work on leveling up my body and meeting my own internal beauty standard for myself, as opposed to getting mad that somebody else's beauty standard is different than mine, because that's no different than what unambiguous women try to do to us MLS women. They'll be like, how dare you like your light skin tone? How dare your beauty standard be yourself? Your beauty standard needs to be me. Your beauty standard needs to be unambiguous, monoracial, dark-skinned Black women. Your beauty standard cannot be light-skinned mixed race women or darker-skinned mixed race women. Your beauty standard has to be the same as mine. And the reality is that's not how life works. But anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.